The deal is a must-have for the difficulty of making the deal. But that doesn't mean that Ho Kai Min is already in a deep mess before the deal. The first is the fact that the country is in a state of emergency. No one has ever managed to stay in the top 6 or even top 4. The battle between the two is undeniable, and the bloody struggle of the Lutz as a general. In general, Pelinka's work last summer was still in place. The media's performance has almost exceeded expectations. The smartphone is probably the most surprising among them. He has only been 30% of the first 2 years of his career. Today, the fighting in Ho Chi Minh City is not only more enduring. The first is that the two sides of the border have been unable to reach the border, and the two sides have been unable to reach the border. The latest game to win the fastest and most exclusive contest. He is also a veteran of the Vietnam War and has been a member of the Vietnamese National Guard. The first is the Buddhist religion. He leads the defense team. The first time the opponent was allowed to score 6.5 points in a row. The report also highlights the recent performance of Smart's defense. What role can he play in Ho Chi Minh City? Today, let's have a chat. The best news about the Hu Hun massacre. The first is the Smart. He is one of the strongest single-handed defenders in the Hueys. Maybe not even one. Smart is on the field. The team's defense has been injected with incredible changes. The data is not available. The game was a remarkable one, with the Hoosiers losing 16.9 points per 100 rounds. Super Defense Network pair. The first time the team has been able to get a shot at the game, it's because the Blue Net is a better defensive team than the Blue Net. But as long as this power is Smart, who will immediately come from a team that is in the defensive line of defense. The team lost only 109.8 points in the 100th round. The defense is already in the top 3 in the league. The video was shot in a video game. We will look at this in detail. Smart's defense is strong. The most intuitive of these is, of course, the value of defense. The contest was held on Sunday against the Monkeys. Smart was initially set up to protect each other's guardian flag. He used his advanced defense technology and resistance to attack. The first is the simple way to do the single-step work on flag. I'm going to get up and say, the first is that the planet is still far from the flag fighting technology. Smart is very smart. He will take the first 3 steps to launch car flag at a moment's notice. The first is to make physical contact. The first is the full opposition. The 19-year-old flag has no way of dealing with this defense. The team is not going to be able to get the ball to their teammates. Smart is even able to use his own experience. The most powerful of the flags, however, turned the attack. This is a ball. Flag after the super section. A dragon killed him in the blue. Smart is the only slope. The 2 men were also reportedly in the same situation. We can't imagine that. Flag will blow up the attack. But the reality is, the Smart guy is very smart. He was a strong defender in the early days of the war. The moment after the flag game, the body is resisting. The first time I saw a woman, I was in a coma. The video is available for viewing. Flag has been hit by the previous one. The attack was similar to the one in Syria. Smart is planning to cut the flag off from the route. The first is the card. How to make physical contact. Flag's mobility advantage. The country has lost its weapons. This is a very educational defense. Smart uses the comfortable flavor and hand-baked style of Chico. The first time I saw this was in the middle of the night. The first is that of the. This round was also a major turning point in the tournament. After the fall of the flag, this is a great opportunity for a transition in the world of solo entertainment. The first time I saw a fox, I was afraid of him. Smart is back at the end of the attack. The goal is to score. Foxes are in 3rd place. The game will be split into 5 points. The contest was also entered. Looking at the clutch time, this is the best clutch time ever made. The most familiar areas. The foxes are the most backward in Moji. The first time I saw this was in the middle of the night. The first is the first in a series of events. Smart's bowline is a defensive value beyond the front line. The fourth game. This is a ball. Walton is in the middle of the game. Smart as a co-defender. The exact position of the blue circle. The attack was made by Walton's own attackers, who were quick to blame for the attack. The next round saw the look unit defending Murray. Smart immediately let go of his opponent. The video was posted on Twitter and posted on Twitter. Murray had to hit the ball just in advance. The goal was cut to almost 0 by Look. The first time the team was in the playoffs, they were in the playoffs. The first is the fire. But the beeline of silence throws out a blue head that is not in rhythm. The first is that the ancient people were successful in their defense. What is the next step? Smart's defense influence continues. This is a roundup. The first is the battle of the sexes. Smart is back on the card. After the blue on BB, the key blue board is strong. This is the last round. The fans should be more impressed with the speed of the game. Smart defended AG's 3 goals. The railway station is equipped with its own railway. The company is a leading provider of digital media services. The first is that the 2 sides of the border are not the same as the 2 sides of the border. Smart's other defenses are at the level of textbooks. This is a story. The oldest people are also 10th behind. The reverse was completed with 16 points. The first is the battle of the sexes. Moji in 6.5 minutes. The ancient people could not get a single cent of gold. This is all done by hand. Smart, of course. The first time I saw the video was in the video. What he can do on the defensive end. The story of the first day of the war is a story of the last days of the war. He was not only the strongest of the ancient outsiders, but also the most powerful of the ancient defenders. The new rules will be in place to limit the number of players in the league to almost all 3-way players. The government has also proposed to cut off the ball's path to the city. But when the translation works together, the video is only available in limited circles in blue. Help to broaden the library. And the important thing is that Smart always does that. The game changes the defensive rounds. The first time I saw a man who was a member of the National Guard, I was a member of the National Guard. The first time I saw a man who was a blacksmith, I was a blacksmith. What is the meaning of this? The contest is a lot of competition for people. The first is that the government is not going to be able to keep the government in check. The government has been forced to withdraw concerns. This is because there is such a thing as Smart. Smart is at a critical moment. More defensive capabilities. The first is the spirit of the world. Maybe not even Look. The first is that the people of the country are not alone. Another reason why the guys won at critical moments. We're going to talk about Smart Gold again, simply. The current version of the NBA is not enough to defend itself. The smartphone is not the kind of thing that can provide the same kind of OG. The top 3 places for this kind of gold worth, but his gold is not even close to the level of a fat-legged window. The first is January. Smart's third hit rate is now 38%. This is a very good performance. If this accuracy can be maintained, the first 3 places in the world are not even in a hurry to trade. The first is that the smartphone is not a security device. The key characteristics of the ball and the big heart. He has contributed to top defense in the past. The fourth section often has insufficient progress at the same time. The gold is the gold. Smart got 15 points in the whole game. The first 2 episodes of the series were broadcast live on YouTube. The last time he was in the village, he was actually jumping and throwing a stick after the last minute. The first is the ghost town. The team is trying to help the team to break. Luke was then given the ball. The threefold offense against Walton. After the third round of the left back in the first half, the team was able to get a win. The guy has completely reversed the disadvantage of the score. The first time I saw the video was in the video. The first is the right side of the screen. Smart's third inning. This is the last time I've seen this. The lead of the guys came to 12 points. The SARS almost won. The first is the Fireflowers. Smart is also a key player in the fourth quarter. He only got 7 points. Most of these scores are from self-made machines. The first test of the game was reversed. The first is the greatest day of the world. The answer is no. The attackers were also seen as a double-edged sword. He is often overconfident about himself. The first is the greatest day of the world. The first is the Sunshine Contest on December 15. The last minute, the guys led by 2 points. If the management is to be followed, it is a waste of time. This is a great way to get rid of the iron. The sun is only about 3-4 seconds away. Smart has been asked to play half the game. No time to press. The first is that the country is not a country. The first is the blood. The result is that you were unforgivingly robbed. Almost the biggest loser in the contest. The first is the self-credit. Smart has a similar approach. After attacking the blue board, the story of the famous scene